When it comes to some films, we look back at them and go, well, this was certainly a bit of a fever dream. Yeah, because, when we feel say, films like, say, Return to Oz and all that. Dorothy girl. There are certain films that, you just say, what the hell did I just watch?
An angel.
What's your name?
Satan. Uh-oh. What's the matter?
Nothing. Only it's sure a sorry name for an angel.
In this case, that is one subject. In this case, the film. And what was it about? Well, it depicts a post-apocalyptic world where barbarians, the brutals, worship the stone idol Zardoz while growing food for a hidden elite, the Eternals, and the ruler Zed becomes curious about Zardoz, and his curiosity forces a confrontation between the two camps. I've known about this film. I haven't had the chance to see it before. I guess because, one time perhaps seen Brad Jones, the Cinema Snob, review it. But, yeah. Sometimes when you, see someone review something else, and you go, say, this piques the curiosity. And then, when you go to watch it yourself, you're say...
Is Arthur Frane's memory transmission still functioning?
Arthur Frane ceased transmission 3 days ago.
Replay his last memory moments.
Well, this was a thing. Because, this was just a film where I just in that this film has so many moments. The film opens up with a disembodied head. Well, I mean, the character is not disembodied, but he's telling the story sort of like how at the beginning of the David Lynch Dune film, explaining the world of the film. But the thing that makes me go say, oh, you gotta be kidding me. This isn't that they have Sharpied a fake beard and stuff on this actor.
Lest you end as I. In this tale, I am a fake god by occupation and a magician by inclination. Merlin is my hero. I am the puppet master. I manipulate many of the characters and events you will see. But I'm invented, too, for your entertainment.
And, apparently, that Sean Connery, he wanted to reinvent himself after portraying James Bond and say, I don't always want to be known as James Bond. Well, I'm sure this isn't a film most people are going to be thinking when they think of Sean Connery.
Who lives here?
I am Arthur Frane.
No.
Vortex 4. I am Arthur Vortex 4. Arthur Frane. Vortex 4. I am Arthur.
And that, he spends most of his time in almost red Speedos. And has a giant, long ponytail that looks like something you'd see on a horse. Yeah, I gotta say that the look for this film, yeah, very much post-apocalyptic world. It's fairly interesting.
All right, let's stop all the nonsense, shall we? Where's Arthur Frayne? Ever hear the expression, if looks could kill? Well, here they can. There's no need to pretend innocence with me. I'm in Arthur Frayne's confidence. I know more than you think.
And, yeah, like, world building is fairly interesting. You're feeling say, huh, well, this is a thing. Especially, like, say, when it decides the film wants to be trippy. Like, when it has sequences like, say, hey, we're walking, and we're about to go inside a mirror prism. And
Go in. Go on.
all that. And so I gotta say the characters, like, like the race known as the Immortals, who Eternals, who are basically like, folks in the higher society and all that who are basically above the Brutals. The Brutals in the film are basically the cops who try to keep order in the world. And one thing that the film is trying to say, like, hey, it's Oz. Because at one point, Zed ends up reading Wizard of Oz. And I gotta say, one thing that made me feel like, say, yeah, this is a film from the 70s, 1974. I gotta say, like, yes, there's always a bit of science fiction classics that have nudity in it. And I gotta say, this is a film where I'm just like, say,
this creature. We're trying to find once again the link between erotic stimulation and erection. This experiment will measure autoerotic stimulation of the cortex, leading to erection. Play.
yeah. I did not know what to think of this film. I mean, I was thoroughly intrigued by it. At the same time, I'm just like, say, this is freaking weird. But at the same time, I will say that the actors do some good performances. At the same time, I bet, like, when the actors were making this, I bet they thought, what have we gotten ourselves into? And at the same time, like, I think the effects of it, especially, like, say, when we have the floating head of Zardoz, it's pretty cool. Yes, like, say, the opening when it has that monologue of, like, the gun is good and all that. Like, the voice of it is pretty good.
To this end, Zardoz, your god, gave you the gift of the gun. The gun is good. The gun is good! The penis is evil. The penis shoots seeds and makes new life to poison the earth with a plague of men.
And all that. And yeah, like, this is a film that it's just like, say, it's sort of like, say, okay, yes, I can explain kind of what is going on, but at the same time, this is kind of one of those films where it's more of like, say, okay, if you watch it, like, because if I was to just show a clip, it would seem kind of out of context, because even when, like, you try your best to explain it, it's still kind of like, you would still even be a little bit lost. It's one of those films where, like, you kind of have to just sit down and you're just going to say, okay.
Breeding potential.
Breeding?
Frayne, how did you get into the vortex? What is your purpose?
I'm just an exterminator. I know nothing.
You must know that you're mentally and physically vastly superior to me or anyone else here. You could be anything. Could do anything.
But at the same time, I'm gonna be honest, it can be fairly tiring, is what I'll say. Yes, like, the film is interesting because, we have a great actor and Sean Connery and all that, and we also have some interesting set designs and all that. It's fairly interesting. At the same time, it's just so very strange that you just don't know how to, like, what do I do with you, movie? What do I do with you? And all that. But I do have to say that some of the effects, especially at the end, when, say when Sean Connery and, Consuela, his lover of the film, end up, aging and all that. And it's just like, say, okay, this is happening and all that. But yeah, this is just a film that is more of a film that you kind of want to see yourself to truly just get the idea. Because it's really just like, say, okay, me explaining about it, it's really kind of hard because even when I explain it, it sounds so out of context. That's why, like, say, wait, what happens next? What happens next? And all that. So, yeah, I'm gonna say it's a curiosity thought, but at the same time, you might want to, I don't know how to say this, drink a little bit. It might eventually just get, like, say, It's one of those films where, like, you want to drink with it, at the same time, it's just, like, say, It's a very strange place, like, where you're interested, at the same time, it slowly just goes, makes you just go, okay. Okay. But it's an interesting ride, I suppose. See you next time.